Hello, my name is Lilwen Selina Joynson. Welcome to Innersense Podcast. Yes, Innersense makes the most sense. This is the podcast where we have conversations with farmers and growers and food producers that could, warning, this could seriously increase your knowledge and understanding about farmers and their passion and compassion for what they do at home on their farms. Oh yeah, and farmers, this could seriously improve your bottom line. So great. So I'm super excited now to learn this next phase. Okay, so do you want to share a bit about the seed oil? And I think it would be useless for me to say to you what it can do for people. So I want you to add. So if I had a bottle of that, how would I use it and how would it benefit me?
So this is the hemp seed oil, which is made just from the seed, and it's a polyunsaturated fat oil. So they're the good fats, and it's not a cooking oil, because if it goes to high heat, it'll actually change to a trans fat, and we don't need those. Okay. So in its raw form is the best way of using it. So the likes of straight off the spoon, or your pesto, a hummus, a dip, a spread. Okay. That kind of a way. Now, salad dressing, mix it with balsamic vinegar. So they're the ways that I've been using it, even adding it into, like my kids will add it into their cereal. My wife adds it to the yogurt. I'll add it into a glass of milk sometimes. So like you're limited by your imagination, but it's not for cooking. So don't, high heat is not good. But most oils are actually a bit like that. Yeah. But this one especially has a very low smoke point. Like I said, when it comes from the seed, so this is the seed here. It's a very small seed. So you can see how small it is, but it is about 30% oil comes out of that, and we press it, and then we filter it, and then we bottle it. It's very simple. There's nothing added, nothing taken away. Okay. Its nutrition is very, very high. So you are looking at an even balance of omegas. It has a 3-to-1 ratio of omegas, 6-to-3. Okay. So you need omega 6 in order for omega 3 to work, but it also has gamma-leonic acid, which is a natural anti-inflammatory. Okay. And you see, that's what we have an awful lot of customers using it, say, for arthritis, and because of how it helps with the muscles and things.
Yeah, and joint pain and all that sort of thing, yeah.
It's good for skin, good for eyes, good for hair.
Yeah, and you've got great skin, Ed. Thanks. Yeah, you have. I don't know, you don't
Flattery will get you everywhere.
No, you don't put it onto your skin now, do you?
Yeah, you do. You can. Do? Yeah, you can. Oh, okay. Yeah. No, it's oils are measured in what's called a chondrogenic index. Okay. It's a 0 to 5 scale. Okay. 5 meaning it'll block the pores and irritate the skin. Hemp is one of the only oils at 0, so it can go on any skin type, whether it's sensitive skin, oily skin, dry skin. And we even used this when the kids were small for on the babies as for cradle cap. Okay. So like it can go on any skin type. Wow. It's really good moisturizer. We have had huge results now, say with psoriasis, eczema, any skin condition, because you're getting those minerals there as well. Like it has. And again, it's one of the only oils that has all of the amino acids. Okay. So it really, all those vitamins are there. You have zinc, calcium, those minerals. You have manganese, magnesium. Yeah. So like it's an amazing oil. Yeah. It's just, how do you use it? Like they're the questions that we've been getting in the last few years. All the jokes have stopped about hemp. You know, it being cannabis, and is it going to get me high? Awareness has got out there, but now it's, how do I use it? Yes, right. So,
and the fear, I just want to put out there, you know, one of the things that's been, you know, from my listening is when I was looking at CBD oil for, you know, I don't know what the hell. I just was listening and I thought, shit, I should have some of that, you know, for whatever reason. I was also sent a bottle to my daughter. I can't even remember what it was for now, but, you know, it was really exciting. But there's still a little bit of the talk of fear, right, of being concerned because of the media around the cannabis aspect of it, or the high aspect. This is a very different product,
this
right?
is literally...
it's totally rubbish. That's not going to...
This one,
million, sadly, right, for some people. Right?
It's just a food.
Yeah, it's just a food. Yeah,
just
there we
food.
go. Yeah, yeah.
Now,
and you know, when you said about going back to the government, you know, you have to have a license. So why are they licensing? What would be their
fear?
Fear.
I suppose the misconception out there is that I'm going to have a field of hemp and have a grow of cannabis in the middle of it and try and sell that. I can only assume.
Yeah, it's not really...
Well, that won't work because my hemp, you see, hemp is male and female.
Okay.
So it's the males grow, they produce little pollen sacs, and when at fertilization, they burst and they fertilize the females.
Okay.
They would also fertilize a cannabis plant if it was growing there, because cannabis is female plants, and it's not very nice smoke when it gets fertilized with seeds in it and stuff. So it would ruin it. So if there's anybody growing around me, they really don't like me because my hemp would ruin their crop.
Gotcha.
So like that's gone. That can't happen.
No. Okay. So we need to give up that. And like you said, it's changed already.
Yeah.
Because the benefits are outweighing all that nonsense. Yeah. Okay, great. So, and I see you've got the balm as well, or what have you got there?
We actually do produce CBD as well, but I don't. CBD is one compound.
Okay.
Cannabidiol is just one of the 114 different cannabinoids that grow on hemp.
Okay.
Because of the way we produce it, again, this is cold pressed. So whatever was in the plant to start with ends up in the plant to finish with.
Gotcha.
So we have CBD, CBDA, which is the acid form. You have CBG, CBGA.
Okay.
There is tiny amounts of THC, not enough to stop you driving or operating heavy machinery. But all of these cannabinoids work in tandem with one another, and that's why we go with a cannabinoid oil.
Okay.
Now, the terpenes again are there in the plant. So your terpenes are pinene, which would be pine, limonene in lemon, humulene is in hops, and then you have beta-caroethylene, which would be in, let's say, black pepper.
Okay.
So those terpenes are also there. So it's a cannabinoid and terpene oil. And the way we produce this is we take our whole plant and we mill it down to a small size.
Yeah.
So this is that dry material, and then we mix that with seed.
Okay.
Put it through the screw press, and the oils in the seed act as the carrier to draw out those cannabinoids and terpenes. So your oil then ends up as a cannabinoid and terpene oil. Okay. So now you have all of the cannabinoids plus those terpenes, and some of the terpenes then act as cannabinoids. So you're getting a lot of benefits in the one, whereas a lot of products on the shelf might be just the one compound, that's CBD. Yeah. And I always try to explain it as simply as I can, like a sandwich. Bread will fill you up, but if you want to get all the nutrition, you need your ham and your tomato, your lettuce, your cheese, and they all combine to make a sandwich. Yeah. And that's a bit like what these
you've done there.
Yes.
Yeah. And how would I administer that now? How would I take that?
So with this, you have a pipette.
Okay.
And I would generally say to take about half of that pipette, which is about half a mil.
Okay.
Roughly half a mil every day.
Okay.
So it's 10 drops.
And it's quite liquid. It's not thick.
Yeah. No.
Okay. And how does it taste?
It has an earthy taste.
Yeah.
You will feel a spiciness, which would be that beta-caroethylene, that pepperiness. Yeah. And you would have kind of a grassy taste to it then as well. Like a real
so you
earthy.
put it on your tongue?
Yes, you can take it anyway. You can under the tongue, sublingually. They say it will get into your system quicker. That's the reason that they say to take it under the tongue. But we would sell, say, 50 to 60 bottles of this every week for autistic children. Wow. So the kids take it. Again, autistic kids are a bit sensitive to taste and stuff. So the parents would mix it in with different substances, whether it be a yogurt or whether it be
or something.
Or even sometimes Nutella or jam, you know. It doesn't matter as long as you're getting it into your system.
Okay, so if you're then, are you saying then that because an autistic person, right, potentially then would it have a calming effect? Or, I mean, is that what we're talking about?
Yeah.
What would it make a difference?
So the reports coming back to me are amazing, absolutely amazing, that they have different children. Whoa. They have started making eye contact. They have started talking more. They're not having the tantrums and flipping out. They're able to be reasoned with. The stimming, that stops. Basically, the profound effects, I've been told. So like it.
So imagine then it's going on the nervous system, the brain, all right? So it's going through the whole body. And I suppose, because honestly, you're so advanced with your understanding, right? And I'm just mindful, you know, what I'm saying here. But are we saying that the hemp seed oil concentrated with the mix of what you're doing with the seed and the flour has then created this? You haven't added anything to it?
No, there's nothing added.
Because you know what I mean? I don't understand the words cannabinoid and terpene, right?
Yeah.
I've no idea. I've never heard. Well, I've heard cannabinoid, right? But not terpene.
Yeah.
So, and all the other words.
Yes.
So I'm just saying, you have not added anything to this product other than your system or processing your seed from the field that you grew in May and harvested in September.
That's it. Nothing added, nothing taken away. Whoa. So and like those cannabinoids, the terpenes, they are on the main flower part and on the leaves. Yeah. They're not on the seed. So when you take the seed, you won't get any cannabinoids and terpenes. You're just getting that polyunsaturated fat oil and all of its benefits. And then when you use the cannabinoid and terpene oil, then you are getting those cannabinoids and terpenes.
Gotcha. Whoa. Okay, that's beautiful. Okay, you've got another product that you've created, and talk to us about your balm.
So the balm was sort of a product that we fell across. We had, because we were making the CBD oil, there was a certain amount of, you have to filter it, and there's a certain amount of sediment from it. So we were here, what will we do with the sediment? And we're here, there's probably still cannabinoids and all of those goodies still in the sediment. And we said, oh, why if you just rub it on your skin? And then we started looking a little bit further. So what we did is we got beeswax. We mixed it with the hemp seed oil because we know that that's will absorb into the skin and it's fine. Yeah. The beeswax then is a sort of just for the texture. And then the sediment from the CBD acts as a healing balm.
Okay.
So, and it worked really well on psoriasis, and it works well on eczema, cuts, grazes, burns, bruises. Wow. Pretty much, I use it like you would pseudocream. I basically put it on everything.
Do you want to open it and let's have a look inside so everybody can see the inside the balm itself, the colour.
So that's it there, and so it's light green in colour, hence it's called the green balm. Okay. And it'll soak in now. Yeah. Rub it in and it'll be soaked in a few minutes. Yeah. Now I use it. There's no essential oils. No. Because I'm always afraid. I'm always afraid of what way they'll react with anybody's skin. So I don't use it. Okay. You can smell the honey from the beeswax.
Definitely.
You know, there's antiseptic.
Very natural product. Yes. Yeah. So tell us a bit about who's been using the balm, and what their results. What are they telling you?
Well, one case stands out to me is where there was two boys over in London, and they had bad skin on their legs and their elbows and all those dry patches. Do you know? Yeah. and nothing was sorting it out. And their father was even a doctor.
Okay.
And all the creams, all the steroids, just weren't working. And they started using the balm, and within 2 weeks, it was gone. It was cleared up. It was sorted.
God.
And I've had different. I remember there was one bride came to me, and she was worried about her legs and how they looked, and she started using it, and she said that it made such a difference because she was able to wear her dress and confidence and things.
Yeah, but you know, are you talking about like an eczema, like that sort of skin?
Yeah, that
condition?
dry skin.
Skin.
And I've even seen it like clearing up all, where you get redness and sores and cuts. Like my mother is an avid gardener, and she says that if she's out pruning or gets any cuts or grazes, she says she goes straight for the balm, and it eases the pain even. It eases
the pain as well. So that, that those two boys, and father's a GP and wasn't able to resolve it. You're saying in 2 weeks they got, like they disappeared, or what? Disappeared.
Yeah, gone.
Amazing.
It's
okay.
So he's hopefully going to bring it to the rest of the doctors, and hopefully there'll be something.
Of course. But one of the things here is that so many people are suffering. I was with a friend now, only last week, and her granddaughter has eczema.
Yes.
She's only 10.
Yes.
Right, and there's a lot of people going to the pharmacy, and they're getting different chemicals and different potions and lotions with no hoping and wishing, because the discomfort of your child or your grandchild in pain is horrible. But you're saying you've got a natural product here from beeswax and the seed and the
hemp seed oil
and the
and that cannabinoid oil. It really works
no-brainer.
Well. It's really
really
good.
I think you've got to let people know where they can access this.
Yep. Well, we have a website, thehempfarm.ie.
Okay.
It's under construction at the minute now.
Behind us here.
It's being revamped.
Thehempfarm.ie.
So we're making a few changes. And but my number is I have my number here.
Great.
That if anyone wanted to just get in touch with me. And I'll be able to WhatsApp is the easiest way.
Brilliant.
I will ship out. I've shipped as far as Canada, Italy, Germany. The UK is not a problem.
Great.
Great, anywhere, all over.
So take a picture, everybody, and capture that, and then get onto WhatsApp and find Ed. And Ed responds very quickly, because that's how I found him on WhatsApp actually. So we've got 2 things that we haven't looked at here, which is what? Because we were talking about the processing, and I'm going to move the camera and get a bit closer while Ed tells us about the process a bit more. Yeah.
So with our hemp seed and with the, it's all done with a cold press. So with a cold press, you have a cake that comes out. So with the seed, when it's squeezed all the oil out of it, you're left with this cake.
Yeah.
What we do then is we mill this down, and we put it through a flour mill, and we separate it then into the protein powder, which is like any other protein powder. It's natural. There's nothing added and nothing taken away. It is about 45% protein. So it's very high in protein. Again, you're getting all those amino acids and minerals and vitamins and things like that. That's in that. There's no flavoring in it, and it has a nice peanutty, slightly grassy, peanutty taste. And it's, say, to compare to whey, if you're using a scoop of whey, you use a scoop of the hemp.
Okay.
Now it is quite strong tasting, so like everything, it's just add to taste, but it is a very good natural form of protein. Okay. And again, it's an edinin protein, and edinin is the same type of protein that's in your blood, so it's highly digestible. So it's more digestible than soya. Okay. In soya is what's called trypsin, and trypsin is a protein inhibitor. So the packet might say 45 or 50% protein, but your body isn't actually able to absorb that amount because of the trypsin. It also has estrogen, which a lot of guys tend to stay away from because they don't want to be taking in estrogen. None of those are in this.
Okay. And we're talking, so just to be clear, that's a you've taken the cake. And
it's milled.
Milled.
Through a flour mill.
Which separated then.
Into the protein.
Yeah.
And then we have this bran then as well.
Bran.
So the bran would be sort of the shell of the seed, whereas the protein would be the inner part of the seed.
Got you. Okay.
So the shell then, that bran, it's a bit coarser. It's still quite high in protein. It would be about nearly 25% protein. So it's still quite high. And
do you want to bring that a bit closer so we can see the difference between that?
It's just a little bit grittier. Yeah. Do you know that? It's a little bit coarser. So for breads, biscuits, that kind of texture. Now, you can add it to your cereal, of course, because it'd be a bit like chia seed. You know, that kind of a texture.
Okay.
Now, we probably produce more bran than we're able to sell. Okay. But nothing gets wasted here because we have the cattle and the sheep. Okay. So we feed that to them. Then once it's not being sold, it gets fed.
Yeah. Amazing. So that's another point, right, to talk about your cattle and the farm and the fullness of your farm. So what I want to say is thank you for educating us.
Oh, thanks for coming.
And educating me. And I really want to congratulate you on the beautiful products you created. That's changing people's you know, I don't know how we describe it. I mean, if you've got a child that's in pain and it helps and it eases and it disappears, where medicine hasn't, you know, the common garden medicine hasn't, you're taking a natural product and I think it's far better than the success of your buildings, actually. You're doing a better job at the moment, right?
Yeah.